Hey fellow Star citizens, Scrapchat here. We're 36 hours into 3.18 being live. Last week SIG declared 3.18. What happened this last week? Then around earlier in the week, SIG declared that 3.8 would be released on Thursday, although the actual release didn't occur until Friday at 2100 UTC, which is 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my time. And it took several hours to complete, which I kind of expected. You know, that's fine. I was fine with that. But it still took me over an hour to get in. And I know from speaking to some of my friends on Star Citizen Friends and Mentoring Discord channel, it took them either several hours or not at all until the next day, which that I find kind of unacceptable. I don't know what SIG was doing at the time, but yeah, should have been more monitoring going on, I think, of how the release was how it was rolling out, which really I don't think was happening. But for me, I mean, I got in, like I said, it took about an hour. I was able to get in, and everything seemed to be working pretty okay. I was able to complete a certification for a bounty mission without any problems. I was even able to purchase ammo and some attachments for my weapons and things like that, so some food and whatnot. So overall, it was a good experience. I also completed a certification for a bounty mission, which was pretty good. Again, I don't think I bought anything for it. I just hopped in my ship and ran off and did it. But it went along really well. No problems. The only, I guess it wasn't no problems. The only thing I noticed was with the last ship, I wanted to actually not just kill the bounty and fly off. I wanted to deal with all the ships. And the very last one that I had to deal with was a Cutlass Black. And this was, this is for it's supposed to be a very low risk target. But there was a Cutlass Black in there. And I put 8 missiles into him, and I chased him all around Ida, I think it was, trying to destroy it, and it just would not blow. It took forever to kill that thing. So I don't know if there was something wrong there. It just seemed like a little harder than it should have been to take care of that last Cutlass. But I did, and I completed the mission, and that was good. So my rep is intact, at least one little bit of it. And then after that, I mean, and this was after I'd probably been playing for 2 hours at this point. No 30Ks, everything, FPS was fine. I was happy, no real issues. Then I went to salvage, which was fine. I took my Drake Vulture out to the belt. And it took me about 15 minutes to find a salvageable field to work with, which was great. I have no problems with that. And then I had an issue. About halfway through salvaging this field of debris, the 1SCU container stopped filling. It was very odd. I could see the amount of salvage available from the field was reducing as I was using the salvage lasers, but the 1SCU box in the back of the Vulture was not filling. And I kind of played with it a little bit. I started, I stopped, I changed to different pieces of debris. I went back and checked the box to make sure something funky wasn't going on with it, and at some point I decided to cut my losses and fly back to Lorville. And so I had I think 7 or 8 boxes at that point of 1SCU, 1SCU RCM boxes. So I flew back to Lorville and I tried to sell it, and unfortunately the commodity terminal did not recognize the RCM in my Vulture. And I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. So I hopped on the Discord, on the Star Citizen Friends and Mentoring Discord in the salvage area, and I asked some people, it's like, what do you guys think is going on here? And they said, yeah, you cannot have any of the RCM boxes off the grid. Everything has to be on the grid, on the cargo grid, or it won't be recognized. So I had to run back to my ship, run back to the Vulture, fly it out of the Armistice zone, rearrange the boxes because I had a couple already sitting off the grid because I was planning on, of course, filling it completely. So I was kind of rearranging boxes for that. So I had to put those boxes back on the grid and then fly back down. And then it was recognized. I was able to make the sale and everything worked really well. I was very happy with that. The fact that we can't have RCM boxes off the grid. I don't know. Maybe that's really what they intended, which I can understand. That's kind of cheating what we're doing. But, you know, it'd been nice to know. And then the issue with not being able to fill the RCM boxes, that being able to fill the 1SCU RCM boxes, that's a problem. That's a problem. So I'm hoping that was a one-time thing, or it gets cleared up or whatever. So anyway, at that point it was after midnight my time, Friday. Well, now it was going into Saturday morning, so I stopped because I had some things planned with the wife the next day. So I stopped. The wife and I did our thing Saturday, and then probably around 2 p.m. my time Saturday, I hopped back on. Took a while to get on, but looked okay. And what I'd done the previous night, I flew my Antares down to the previous day on Friday night. I flew my Antares down to Area 18 to get some new components for it. I wanted what was I getting? I was getting new missiles and new power supplies, and I figured I would just leave it at that. I would take care of the purchase and the reconfiguring the ship the next day. So I started up the game again on Saturday, was in Area 18, ran down, bought the components, bought my missiles, and then when I went to reconfigure the ship, it wouldn't let me do it. I was like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's like, that's fine, whatever. So I figured the fastest way back to Lorville was just to, you know, kill myself, and I would respawn in Lorville's hospital. So I did that. I came back, and then mass transit stopped working, so I couldn't actually leave that area. I ended up exiting to the menus, and I went back into normally I'm on the US server, so I went into the EU servers, and transportation there seemed to be working. So I was like, all right, that's good. They're working now. I went over to the spaceport, and I thought, well, you know what? I don't want to have to come to Lorville every time I respawn, so let's go up to Evers Harbor, and we'll transfer our imprint there. So I hopped in my trusty Avenger Titan, flew up to Evers Harbor, transferred my imprint, and then I went over to the ASOP terminal to try and claim my Antares. So I figured I would, you know, run that around a little bit. Getting into the ASOP terminal was almost impossible. It took a couple tries, took several minutes of waiting, and finally when I got in, I couldn't claim a ship. I couldn't claim the Antares. And I was like, fine, let's go do some salvage then. So I figured I would try and claim the Vulture. I couldn't claim any ship. Couldn't claim the Vulture. Couldn't claim anything. So yeah, that was pretty bad. So I kind of gave up that, and I thought, well, okay, fine. Let's go. We got the Avenger Titan. Let's go run some bunkers. So I opened up the inventory, and the inventory stopped working. I didn't even get like an infinite inventory. I just got, it said local inventory up top and nothing. It wouldn't do anything below that. I was kind of hosed at that point. I couldn't do anything. So I'm kind of stuck. I'm not going to bother playing now until Monday, maybe Tuesday, whenever they decide to come out with a hotfix. It doesn't appear anybody is working at SIG this weekend to try and rectify these problems, which I'm really, really surprised at. I don't know. The fact that they do a release on a Friday, end of day Friday, and not think it was going to be a complete and total cluster, I'm shocked. They know better. Really, they should not do, in my opinion, they should not be doing releases on any day other than Mondays. I would much rather have had them waited, you know, based on how long it was taking them. Don't do it on Friday. Do it on Monday. Yeah, okay, we'd probably be a little upset. But believe me, this is far worse. I would rather have a working persistent universe, you know, 3.17.5, and basically we're functioning PTU than what we have this weekend. Because this is just garbage. And they should know better. So I would implore SIG from now on to only do releases, not like hot fixes and things, but releases on Mondays, because that gives you the whole week to apply hot fixes and kind of tweak things and getting them working right, because this is just a mess. It really is. I wouldn't bother with it. Like I said, I'll check in on Monday tomorrow Tuesday definitely. I'm sure they'll have a hot fix in at some point, probably tomorrow, probably end of the day tomorrow, I bet. So Tuesday will probably be the better day to play. So anyway, those are my impressions of 3.18 going live. It's just a hot mess. Yeah. If you haven't been able to get on yet, don't even bother. It's not worth your time. Go spend time with your family. Go do, work around the house, something. I don't know. Anything is better than sitting here trying to make 3.18 work right now. All right. So thanks for watching and have a great day. Scrapchat out.